the reason and the purpose for this is we want to encourage the youth, the growing up. We want people to know they are not alone. We want people to understand that they are humans and everybody can relate with what is going on. Sometimes they look at the youth like they don't have a voice, or they don't know what they are doing or an idea. Sometimes we feel we the parents were always right, but the essence of us being here is learning from you people. Our ways might not be your ways. They call you people the Gen Z, and you call us the old school. So sometimes maybe the way we are guiding you people is not going with the trend. So the essence of this is by you telling us, speaking out, some parents will learn from it, and some parents might even have an idea of how to guide the child, or maybe the way we are guiding you is wrong. So feel free to tell us what you want to say, and we'll take it from there.
Well, discussing life after university, the first thing that comes to mind is that we're just fresh out, and we haven't yet experienced much life after university. However, with the little time we've spent, we have recognized the tremendous challenge in full independence, and we are finding each other and trying to navigate the paths that all of us have ahead of us.
And I think when we finish university, at the beginning we're all excited, but then we realize, as you said, we're now independent, and it's scary because you don't know what path to choose and feel lost. So I think the way that our elders or our parents can help us is also by facilitating mentorships to guide us and to inspire us, and yeah.
I think it's a very daunting situation to be in, and it's a lot for one, or a child, shall I say, or a young person to handle on their own. And it's important to have that leadership from the parents, because I think the majority of us, after finishing, or we spend most of our life at this stage trying to please our parents, trying to do what will sit right to them. So it becomes difficult to figure out what that next step will be, and you're trying to look for a point where your next step can align with what you want and what they may want for you, and that it's sort of a gray area. It makes it much more difficult to actually decide what it is you want to do. So it's like you said, a scary place to be in.
With the amount of options we have now, especially seeing as how the world is becoming more and more digitalized, it's a bit overwhelming stepping into the real world per se, because in university and all other forms of education that we've been through, you've been more or less protected. Although university a bit less so, the real world is as real as it gets. There's no protection, there's no rules, there's no guidelines. You have to go out there and become something. As much as your parents might want you to lead, let's say, a life into tech, if you yourself know that you don't have the mental capabilities, or even you don't see yourself being happy in that kind of life, being fresh out of university, that is the time in which we navigate our way through. And it's very, very difficult to do so, but alhamdulillah, because of the surroundings in which I have found myself, it has been smoother, let's say, due to the experiences that I've had while undergoing my university, my bachelor's degree, and the mentorships, the internships, and also. As Musti mentioned, we need mentors, more of mentors in our lives. And I also feel as if even during university, because I'm not done with my university at this point, even during university, we need to realize that we need to take steps even during university so that the path will be smoother for us when we're done with university.
Yeah, if I can use my own personal experience, I finished university 2009, almost 13, 14 years ago. Like we've all said, the university doesn't actually prepare students for a life of independence. It's a reality. During our own time, we don't have stuff like this. I think even the social media then was just Facebook. That was all. Some of us came out and we wanted to explore the world, find ourselves, know what you are up to, what you can face, what you can make of yourself. It's daunting. It's not easy. Most of us, first of all, our parents, they don't have this idea of you being independent. It's like you go to university, come out and get a job. But I can say from our own set, we started developing this independent idea, but we don't even know where to start from. So it's just get here, go there, finding help within ourselves, community of friends. It's not been easy, but alhamdulillah, the world is changing. At least with stuff like this, I think upcoming generation, we should be able to tell them the reality on ground. Life after university is not what it looks like. It's a different ball game. Outside can be wild, it can be tough, but with stuff like this, mentorship is what is really lacking in society. Especially, I don't know, we northerners, we lack a lot of mentors. Our elders, though it's changing, like I said, it's changing, alhamdulillah, but we need more. People coming up, they need to know the reality. They need inspirations. They need people to tell them stories, to tell them how these things, how they move. Because without inspirational stories, depression is real and it's out there. And then you might get lost while trying to discover yourself. So yes, mentorship, it's very, very, very important. My time, if I had something like this, I think I'll be very, 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 very happy. Very, very happy. But it's life goes on. So stuff like this, yeah, it's very important. Very, very, very important. To guide, to serve as a navigation, as a guide.
My name is Anas Kolo. I'm from Maiduguri, Borno State, and I'm a final year student in Bukan University in Istanbul.
Next.
Hello, my name is Ibrahim Salam from Unal, Jigawa State. I've just finished from University of Newcastle, studying civil engineering.
Hello, my name is Ali Mohammed Ali Ndume from Goza, Borno State. I am currently doing my Masters in Project Management, Birmingham City University, and I did my undergraduate in Business Management. Thank you.
So, like what he said about us having a better chance, I feel like every generation comes with like its own challenges. For us, like I think we're a bit spoiled. They haven't like really taught us of what we're going to face in real life. like how it started from uni. After we're done with secondary school, we just go to uni, and when we're done, we just feel like, okay, our parents are there, they find jobs for us. I don't feel like that's what life is all about.
So picking up from where Joseph stopped, I would say expectations for youth and our peers after university, it solely depends on you as a person, basically. For me, I'm being discouraged, not discouraged, but I'm not mean on working for the government, for example, because in recent terms we know what the salary is like, what the minimum wage is like. So most of us are encouraged or pushed to venture into business per se, because that is where you would make you get the freedom, you'll not be dependent. I feel like waiting on salaries is being kind of dependent, and it kills the zeal in a youth. I feel like you should be able to have a mindset not to wait for something at the end of the month per se that you would have to live on. You have to put effort elsewhere to get income, basically, so that you'd be comfortable. So it's very important the years before you finish school to take out time to think of businesses, investment, and where you can put in effort, and do not depend solely on working for the government, basically. So that is what I feel like.
Picking up from where my dear friend Ali left off, when I finished my exams from my final year in university, I went through more stress than I expected to go through, and more mental challenges, because I already prepared so much to come back and start working and do a couple businesses here and there, but kind of how it hit me so suddenly that, oh, I have no school to rely on anymore. At this point, I'm about to enter the real world, and as prepared as I can be, or as I want to be, or as I am now, it's become more of like an urgent matter where I don't have as much room to be comfortable. But having spoken to my dear friends and people closest to me, telling them that, wow, this is something that is really stressing me out a lot, they were able to express it to me that at the end of the day, everything is in the control of Allah, and there's really so much we can do from our own part, and we can really try our best, and at the end of the day, we just have to start and do something, which is better than stressing and doing nothing. And that's one lesson I was able to learn over the past few months.
So yes, I agree with what Ibrahim is saying. We have to try our best to make things work for us, and we're young, 21, 22. We have the whole world ahead of us. So if you plan and you try and do your best and you work hard, inshallah everything will fall in line. And also we should also try and not be procrastinating or planning things and not acting upon it, because there's something that I came across. It said the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is right now. So the seed that you plant for yourself now is what will grow to be you in the next few years. So you better plan yourself, live the life that you want to live when you're older, and inshallah everything will be okay, bismillah.
And
Go ahead.
as much as mentorship is really important, it's a fact that not everyone will be able to access mentorship, because everyone is different. And I think the best way we can actually, our elders can help us, is universities. They can implement workshops in universities, because there are thousands of people, for example, that have computer science degrees, computer engineering degrees. They are taught to create apps, to develop websites and everything. But when they're done with university, all of them are just waiting for jobs. They're just waiting to be hired and everything. I think what university should actually teach is also how to monetize it. They should teach people how to sell what they create, how to sell the apps that they can make, and how to advertise themselves, and basically, just to monetize it.
I need to ask something. I noticed all of you school abroad, right? None is schooling here. Do you think maybe because you didn't school here, you schooled outside, you are finding it very difficult to adjust here, or you feel it's like the system is failing you, or you feel like it's global issue in general?
I don't think it's global. I think it's something that is systemic in different places. Some places have got it right, but I would say majority of places haven't got it right, and our country included, in my opinion, that is. Because there's some places that once you're out of school, even though it's the norm and it's expected, you get a job, but then the jobs are there. There's the presence of that job, and there's a variety. It's diversified in what you can go in. There's different sectors that you can choose from to go in. Meanwhile, in other places, Nigeria, for example, you finish from a certain sector. Let's say you have a degree in engineering, but then all of a sudden you find yourself doing something else. You find yourself working as a front desk, front of house staff or something. There's that lack of the presence of being able to do what you want to do. So you are stuck with what is available.
I'd like to add, I agree with him completely, but I think the main problem is us schooling abroad wouldn't even have been if the system, the educational system was working here. It's just we feel like there's a need for us to go and search for better education elsewhere apart from our country, our home country, where we're supposed to get that. And when you go there, eventually you see how things are working opposed to what's happening here. And that is where the issue of brain drain comes in, because you would want to stay there because you could see immediately you finish there, they're literally coming after you with jobs. The applications are there, university are putting it in place, they're coming to the school. Already before you finish, there are a couple of places offering you job. Opposed to here where you have people with degrees waiting 10, 20 years without any job offer. Even if they put in the effort, you have to know somebody. So it's very discouraging to say. So I feel like if things were working in the first place, number one, we wouldn't have to have gone abroad to school. Secondly, we would have trust in the system and also we would not find ourselves in a situation where we feel like we have to come and start settling all over again in our home country, basically. So that's what I think.
To add to what he said, I think we that studied abroad were counteracting brain drain in some way. All of us here are presently on Nigerian soil. Although we studied abroad, the knowledge we acquired, we all intend to apply it locally, domestically, to try and improve our local circumstances. So even though it's a bit of a complex issue, I think we're contributing to lessen the effects of brain drain.
Most of you are talking about this, the issue of mentorship, and luckily enough, you all schools abroad, right? I want to ask, apart from this mentorship, what do you see as a way to success?
Innovation. But I feel that either ways, that may still tie back down to mentorship, because in order for innovation to flourish, it needs a pathway, and you need something that can inhibit it to actually allow it. So we need ideas on our own. Aside from having mentorship, we need to actually have the idea for then the mentorship to be able to actually allow it blossom. But I feel like we have enough of that in our country, and I'll say amongst ourselves here. There is that innovation, but answering your question is the first thing that you need to have ideas. You need to have things that you want to put in place, not necessarily just waiting for mentorship, waiting for someone to come and guide you. You need to have something to impute so that you can get something out of it at the end of the day.